All right. Well, today I just, actually last night I just bought in this 803 excavator from Wacker, Nueson. I got it on Facebook. I'm gonna just kind of go through it a little bit. I got it onto the trailer yesterday and chained it all down, but it acts as if maybe the glow plugs are not good on it. So I'm gonna try to see if I can crank it up here so we can get it off the trailer. So we'll go from there. So yeah, it looks like it's gonna need a lot of work, but kind of smokes a little bit, and it looks like the smoke does clear up. But yep, this is it. Yeah, it's going to need a lot of work, but this is kind of what I wanted to be able to do, is go in here and dig out stuff like this, and I think it'll do it. It kind of just went right through it, no problem. But yeah, it's going to need a lot of work. Let me put it on the tripod. So yeah, I'm not sure if it's an injector issue or if it's just burning oil, but I need to get that fixed first. The oil being burned needs to be fixed first, and the glow plugs. Now it's 80 degrees out here, so it did start up, but I do need to figure out why the glow plugs aren't working on it. Let's check the oil, and I can see that it looks pretty good. Smells like diesel oil. The seal in here is going to have to be replaced because it's letting the grease come out the bottom of the seal. I think the seal is like $4 though, from what I saw. So it's not going to stay. Yeah, it's not going to stay 100% until that seal is replaced. So I'm not sure if that's how it's supposed to sound or not. It's not smoking anymore. That's weird. It's smoking a little bit, but it's very light. So I don't know. Maybe I don't know if that's normal or not for it to sound that with that knock like that. I mean, I know it's fuel knock, but I don't know if it's supposed to be that noisy, or if maybe one of the cylinders is not firing. But it's barely smoking now, so I don't know. I'm just going to keep playing with it, keep seeing if I can dig this stump out. So this is what I was able to do so far with it. I ended up pushing the gate off here. I'm about to put the gate back on, but yeah, like little stuff like this that needs to be done. It would be good if I can just dig it out with the machine. So it does work. I mean, the hydraulics are strong on it. I just got to figure out the engine a little bit, and those tracks, I don't know, probably the adjuster is going to have to be taken apart. One thing I will say is it needs a much better bucket. These teeth are just too, like, they're not good enough. Need better teeth. All it did was scratch instead of pulling it out. Of course, that root is all the way on the other side of this fence, so I need to get to the other side of the fence. Yeah, now I'm not sure. It could be the injectors that's causing it to make the noise. So I'm gonna put some of the Standardine diesel fuel additive in there. I don't have any power service. If I did, I'd use that. But I think that I could at least try this to see what happens. So I don't think I can go wrong at least trying this stuff. I mean, I'm not sure. It could be that. It could be something else. Who knows? What I was able to get done, pull all that out. So I'm basically wanting to be able to get bushes out. That's the main thing. So it did knock it back quite a bit. So it looks like there might be some problems here. I'm starting to see a little bit of something coming out from around the cap, showing 241 degrees. So I'm not sure if this is cooling like it's supposed to. May have to do further investigation on that. 238, 239. I don't know. It could be the cap is not sealing, because I can see like steam coming out right here. And I don't know. That might be a little bit of a leak right there. So I don't know if the cap is any good or. I don't know. I have to check it out. Since we're working in here, I'm just going ahead and installing a positive terminal cover. Like, I really don't like it when I buy used equipment and there's no positive cover. And I'm going to put a switch here as well. But as usual, I'm going to start with working by taking the negative off, which I've just done, and then working on my positive. That way I don't have to worry about there being any kind of short because the battery's not connected. Alright, so I found out there is a position 2 here that is just, there's no real detent there. The only way to tell that you're in position 2 for the glow plugs on the switch is by turning it really slowly, and you can kind of hear the fuel pump slow down. So I'm going to demonstrate that. So Right now we're at 13 volts. So as soon as I try to crank, it'll go down. But if you go to position 2 right before you crank, the voltage will drop, which means there is some glow plug activity. So that's with the fuel pump on, 12.8. So when I go to position 2, it'll drop a little bit. Now it's 12.6. That's how I know it's working. So it could just be some wear in the switch where you can't really feel it, but what I'll do is when it gets cold again, probably tomorrow morning, I'll test it and see if it fires up. Hopefully it fires right up. It should fire right up if the glow plugs are all working correctly. If they're not, I'm probably just going to replace the glow plugs anyway, and I might go ahead and just replace the injectors while I'm in there, and then that way injectors, glow plugs, and then at some point I'll probably do valve seals on this, because it could very well be that the valve seals are causing it to smoke when it's cold, because right now it's not smoking, but it's warmed up, so that could be the reason why. So I'm going to try to crank it and see what it looks like with it's been sitting for a minute, so let's see what it looks like. So I can tell the water pump is working. So when I crank it up, so I just found out my Harbor Freight radiator pressure test kit does have an adapter that fits this. So I'm going to test to see how much pressure I can have in the system and not have a problem. So based on the service manual for this engine, should be around, I think, up to 14 psi. So I'm just going to see. So let's see what happens. 14 psi. All right, we're already at 11. I'll take it up to 14. So I'm gonna have it at 14 and see what happens after I come back after about 10 minutes. So it did lose a little bit of pressure. It looks like it's down by a little over 1 pound. And I don't see any leaks. Although there may be a leak here, but I didn't see any bubbles. So there's a little bit of blue smoke. It seems like as it runs for a while, it goes down. And then the knock comes, like a loud fuel knock. I can hear it kind of misfiring. So yeah, I'll try it tomorrow morning when it's cold. Alright, so it's the next day, and this should be a cold start. It's 64 degrees out here, so let's see what it sounds like. thinking that's probably going to be a bad cylinder. Or a bad glow plug. I might have to double check all those glow plugs. Or just get a new one. It does run though, but it might be a bad glow plug.